President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived in Ga-matodi village in Limpopo for his presidential Imbizo. He'll be engaging the community and tribal leaders to address their issues. The Imbizo is aimed at bridging the gap between government and the community. Our reporter Moloko Moloto is following that story for us, and he joins us now live. Moloko, I saw the president arriving a little earlier. I know the program was a little bit delayed. How far are we from him engaging with those community members?
Hello, Mr. Well, you're correct. The president did not arrive a few minutes ago. Of course, at the venue, he got here 15 minutes ago, but he was in town for the past 3 hours. And that's when the program was meant to start officially. It was officially meant to start at about 11:30. There were delays, and we saw people even becoming irritable at the fact that they were not even allowed to enter into this particular stadium. And the president then went to inspect a road construction where the government has spent 788 million rand to construct a 25-kilometer stretch of a road. It has been expanded from the previous 2 lanes to now 4 lanes, and we are told that they are going to extend it all the way from here in Begersfort to the provincial capital of Polokwane, which is located about 160 kilometers away. They say that will take about between 2 and 4 billion rand. But let's talk to the local business people here, because they have issues and queries to raise. Thank you for your time. Tell us what your name is and who you represent. But to your knowledge, what is the cause of this delay?
Hey, thanks very much. My name is Elias Mboyane, Secretary of SMME in local municipality of Fetagomotubats. And the start of the event is a procurement. The procurement is made at the provincial level and national level. So that is why there is a delay here, because they never appointed the local business people. We see our people who are supposed to do the services, they are not even here. We just see people rounding from Johannesburg, Pretoria, and the delay of a construction of a tent also is from somewhere. It's not local. We were expecting that the presidential event will empower our local SMME.
Yeah, but the procurement of these goods and services from elsewhere, how could that have directly impacted on the event?
The thing is, immediately service providers from far, therefore he will have a delay. But if we source locally, therefore, they will just get the staff around here. Yeah, so the delay is that the resources are from far.
So what role did you as the local business people want to play in this particular event? Specifically, where did you think you would be able to do better?
The thing is, we have laws and policies in the procurement, but they are not followed. And we also have issues of service delivery around, and we don't see much spend on that. And it's a challenge. Our people still lack water, roads, and so on, while we are in a mining site.
Yeah. All right. No, thank you so much for your time. Masero, what he's talking about, the issue of the marquee, I'm just going to ask my colleague Joe Komane to show you. Oh, I'm glad the provincial government is here. We were waiting for them. But before they come into this, you possibly can see this frame. In the morning when we came here, they were already beginning in the morning to erect this particular marquee. And my little knowledge is that these things would usually be erected, particularly a marquee of this magnitude. It would be erected a day before, even 2 days before. And in the morning they were decorating the marquee. But let's hear from the provincial government. I'm joined now by Mr. Ndabe Ramakuela. He speaks for the provincial government of Limpopo. You might have heard the local business person who is accusing you of ignoring the local business people as the province and the municipality. Firstly, what is the cause of this delay?
I missed the earlier part of your interview, Moloko, and good afternoon. We started quite early with project visitations that were done at the Steelport area around the Balikane Bridge. And then the second delegation was led by the president, wherein we were at the R37 road.
Yeah, you could not have started early, Mr. Ramakuela. The program that we saw indicated that the president ought to have been that side at least by 10:30, and 11:30 he was supposed to be here. At least that is the statement from the presidency that I saw. The president, this event only started 15 minutes ago.
Yes, I agree with that, and that's what I was trying to bring to the fore. That because of the number of obstacles, the construction on the site, unfortunately the time that was earlier earmarked for us to get here was delayed. Despite all the convoy that we could have used, you understand that being a Friday, that also held us back a little bit. And then other items were had to be moved a bit later because of the project visitation.
My understanding is that there was a marquee that was brought here. It had to be erected here. It couldn't meet the specifications this morning. When it's supposed to be here tomorrow, when they're supposed to have been working overnight so that in the morning you do the final touch-ups?
The issues of marquees and the like, we'll have to deal with the service providers afterwards. We'll make an assessment, as we would normally do after an event, and then we'll evaluate the performance based on those. But that wasn't a major contributor because, as we had agreed, the initial tent that will accommodate up to 6,000 people was erected within time. We had also made provision for an overflow, which is what you're seeing here, that in case we need more than the numbers that were initially planned, we should be able to do so. So that will be dealt with. We'll evaluate the performance of service provider.
One of the things that I have witnessed as I was walking around here was that there seemed to be people who were loitering, and at some point there were fears that there could be stampede because they couldn't even be allowed to get into the grounds, and when they were allowed, they were not even searched. Somebody's going to say perhaps even the safety of the president is compromised. People did not even know where they should park. Ourselves as the media, we were turned from pillar to post for the whole hour. That certainly was within your control as the organizing committee.
It was indeed, and as you see, because of the a thin line that comes into the stadium, and I think the major traffic that we had, we'd allowed everyone to park within the stadium grounds because it's big enough. But the funneling into the stadium is a bit narrow, and that takes a bit. If one or two people were to cause a delay, or if a motor vehicle would stop there, beyond our control, even if we had convoy at some point, some of those things unfortunately causes delay. But you would have seen as well, but you know, which we're not referring to, that the mobile services and everything else had been set up 24 hours before, and everything else had been set up. So there could be other issues that come in between and cause our delay.
Let's conclude. The gentleman that I just spoke to complains about the fact or an allegation that small business people from around here are not being considered. He says they can do these things. You have procured these services and goods from people who are from far away. I don't know how far away is. Of course, I'm aware that any South African is allowed to do business in any corner of the country. But surely, I don't think you would expect that somebody would travel from Durban or Cape Town or Johannesburg to only supply people here with water.
Moloko, assessment of this nature can't be done on a hearsay. I don't know, he doesn't even know who was appointed. He doesn't have a spreadsheet of such nature. So if you want us to entertain such stories, we'll go on hearsay, but we have evaluation, and then if we want to sit down on who were the service providers appointed, how many of those come from Limpopo, we'll be certainly able to do that. But we can't then now use on somebody who doesn't even work for government, come in here and say, so was appointed, he doesn't know. So I think let's avoid it.
All right. Ndabera Makuela is the spokesperson for the provincial government of Limpopo. The program is officially underway. We expect the president to address them and take questions because according to the brief from the presidency, it will be an interactive session. He will listen to their issues, and certainly we know promises will be made in the end.
All right. Moloko Moloto, live for us in Ga-matodi in Limpopo. Let's leave it there for now.